Hello everyone, welcome back to JCfinger. It's a live build for the black and white mansion, as most of you have requested. I was quite surprised that there was a lot of requests for that, simply because it's an interesting process where you build something and you're not even sure if it would strike up interest in the players or the viewers, because I think it's part of the fact that I had a very difficult time putting the build together and had a lot of disappointments, in the sense that when I put down the landing in the original structure, the brown or the wooden texture of that landing completely ruined the look of the build. And so I had to keep on working on the build for quite a bit of time until I found a way to make sure that I didn't see any of the wooden railings. So, I think that sometimes your experience while building and disappointments and feelings around the entire project can reflect in one's expectation. So I felt that it wouldn't be liked, it wouldn't be appreciated. It's a strange thing, but sometimes when you're quite excited and confident about a project or a little build that you've done, you think, oh, this is great and I'm sure everyone's gonna like it, and you put it out there and it doesn't pick up as much interest. It's a very interesting thing, so I was quite surprised that a lot of people wanted a live build for it. And then it occurred to me that, well, this would be the first build that is showcasing the landing in a different style of a build that isn't the snow chalet plot, and also it's a build that shows that you can use that landing without it interrupting the style of the interior. Well, a number of you have already gone ahead and done a build for yourselves. I've seen photos on Instagram, on Twitter, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. Our ideas bounce off each other when we share our creative ideas on YouTube or on any other social media platform. It's quite nice to see the different things that I've seen done with some of the builds that I've already done and uploaded on YouTube. And it's quite inspiring because I also come away with some ideas, so that's really nice. So by all means, please go ahead and continue to post pictures of your own designs or new and improved designs of the builds that you have been inspired by on the channel. You can put that up on Instagram, you can put it up on Twitter, you can put it up on the Facebook page, most importantly with pictures, so I can have a look and see how you've been getting on with your own style. In the description for every video that I have uploaded, I think in the last 4 months, I have now included the link to my Twitter account and my Instagram account. So feel free to follow me, especially on Twitter, because I find that it's a lot easier to communicate with other players through Twitter. So if you reply to a comment or you directly tweet me, I would see the flash up on my phone immediately, and I'll be able to engage with you on a one-on-one, and that's really nice. I quite like that. So don't forget to click on the link in the description and join me on Twitter so that we can tweet with each other. I'm more likely to stay connected that way because Facebook is a much larger platform for me to manage, and I prefer to share information about what's going on YouTube on there, post pictures and so on. But for messages, I'd prefer to engage using Twitter. So if you don't have a Twitter account, don't worry about it. Continue to leave messages on the YouTube videos. The only thing is, after a few weeks, I don't tend to go back to old videos and go through the comments again. I'm likely to be right on the top of comments when I've just posted a video, and probably up until the next day. On the other hand, you can post to the Facebook page, as opposed to leaving messages. Don't use the message option. I'm going to have to disable that because other messages come through that aren't even Sims FreePlay related, and it's very hard to keep on top of. I would open up and see up to 60 to 70 messages every few hours for different things, just nothing to do with Sims FreePlay, from random people. So what I want to do is focus in on Twitter for messages, and once you send a message and it is Sims related, obviously, I will definitely contact you or tweet back and message you back as soon as possible. And that's a much easier, tidier way for me to communicate directly with my Sims free player friends. So, as far as this build goes, it's easy to build. Now that it's completed and I have a structure to follow as I put it up for you, but it wasn't the case in the beginning, as you already always know. I always say this, and I'm quite happy with the way that it has turned out. It's a lovely house, and I think that I might try to do other builds that are similar with this landing, but I really wish that we could have had smaller landing options. You know, this is a 12 by 10, I think. So say for instance we had a 5 by 5 or a 7 by 7, you know, an 8 by 8. I think that would be nice, different options, so that we can create more interesting structures even on small builds. I think that would be lovely. So yeah, I know and I can see already that Sims FreePlay are very improved. They continue to include great features to the game that completely change gameplay for us, and that's really beautiful. So you never know what's in store in the future, but certainly this is very impressive, I have to say. There is one thing that Sims FreePlay can add to the game that would change everything in build mode, just like this landing has, you know. I think they can give us invisible doors. What do I mean by that? Basically, those archways that we drop in different places to open up the shape of a room, if we put down these so-called invisible doors, then they'll pop down. But when you go into gaming mode, you know, you come out of build mode, the door would actually disappear, you know, the frame, but the access way would remain. I think that would be amazing. So say for instance, you know, all those gazebos that we build, and we have all these protrusions on the side of maybe a square building. Once you pop down the doors in there and then come out of build mode, the access remains, but the frame disappears. That would be one way of creating different room sizes in the game, or room shapes, I mean, in the game. I think it's a good idea, and as many of you who are listening continue to put this out there, because they listen to players. They're just like us, they're human beings, and ideas are important. So put it out there on social media that we need invisible archway doors, so that when we put them down, say to connect two rooms using a corridor like this bit here, then, you know, when we come out of build mode, the frames disappear and the rooms are connected in an interesting way. Some of you think that the boutique that I built a little while ago, well, not the boutique, the beauty salon, inspired Sims FreePlay to give us the Hair Today, Gone Tomorrow live event. I can't say that's for sure. A lot of people ask for the same things on different platforms. We just don't know them in the same community. So I think it's been a collective inspiration that they've been able to gather and come up with these ideas for the community to enjoy on this gaming platform. So it's quite nice and flattering to think so, but no, I don't think so. I think that collectively our ideas do get to their doorstep and they assess it and pick options that are feasible, options that can be looked into and recreated and, you know, brought to life, and then, you know, introduced through an update. So all you have to do is continue to push your ideas in big numbers, and it finally gets through to them. And of course, as you can see, beautiful updates come through, and we have the most amazing gaming experience as a result. So this is basically a completed, well, so to say, completed version of the build, but now we're going to have to go ahead and place the landing in the space. So with the exact size, I have, I think, 2 or 3 left in my inventory here, and it's the exact shape of the room, but you have to be on the ground floor, obviously, you know that. And there it goes. So once I pop it in on the ground floor, it completely disappears, and that's what I'm talking about, those doors, you know. So there, it's disappeared, yet we have the double height room. That's what I want with the so-called invisible doors. You put a door down, like this archway right here, and once you come out of build mode, the door should just, well, the frame should disappear, but the opening for the sim to be able to connect from one room to the other should remain. That is something I think Sims FreePlay can do. Just an invisible door. An invisible door! I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep tweeting it to them. I'm going to keep on putting it on their posts. And when they ask for suggestions, I'm going to keep asking for that. Unless, of course, they've come up with a new idea on how to give us different rooms, shapes and sizes. That is something I think can work, because programming wise they already have these doors, but aesthetically I'm not sure how it's going to work in making the frame disappear when you come out of build mode. But certainly since it disappeared, and speaking now of the landing, that disappeared, didn't it? Because it was the exact size for the floor. The landing disappeared, but the room is now a double height. So this is possible. This is possible. I'm hoping. I chose to distribute the black and white flooring and wallpaper in the way that I have in this build to the best way I felt would suit the interior. I had tried it different ways. In fact, at the beginning it wasn't even black and white on the inside, but the double height room was quite a struggle in terms of what color it should be, and finally when I thought black from top to bottom works, then it became a black and white house. You know, it was very hard. I mean, some of you can go ahead obviously and try out different colors, put pictures up on the Facebook page, you know, just write a post on there and I'll see it, and let me see if, you know, you came up with a different interior pattern, wallpaper wise anyway, that is working for you. I couldn't seem to find anything else. I felt that the black and white was a very clean way of showing off this style of property, and it worked in the end. And of course, you know, you can obviously go ahead and perhaps make the floor bright white instead of this tiled option. You can make the room white on the inside and the floor black. You know, let's see what you've got, how it works out. But honestly, I had tried different things and it was quite miserable at some point. I thought, oh my god, I've spent so much time, this is not working. And that's why I said what I said in the beginning. You know, I thought, my god, this is not going to work. It's not going to be a nice house. But it was purely because I had a difficult time trying to figure out how to make the whole thing pull together. But no, in the end, this is, you know, it just gets to a point in the building process that you think, oh my god, this is good, it's working. And once you get to that point, you know you've succeeded with the build. But initially it's not nice. It's not nice, especially since we were working with an item that's quite new in the game, which is this landing. But look at that, it's really beautiful. I love the idea. Of course, it would have been nice to have a balcony for Sims to walk around and look down into the living room, but not every double height room has that feature in the real world. You know, it's just a separate part of the house, and you're not always able to look over into, you know, the downstairs part of the property. So this is how this had to work out, because I had to get rid of those brown railings. I had to. I really had to. I've now been doing live builds on the channel more than ever before, and I think it's a good idea. A lot of you have requested that and said, oh, the designs are so beautiful, you have to do live builds. And it's a way to cut around the architect home tab situation of uploading and it never gets through, because it's just like a lottery system. So this way you get to have the builds, and perhaps for a fraction of the price. You never know. I can't really say what the difference is, but certainly the live builds are going to keep coming through, either in this way a couple of days after a tour, or in the same video just like the salon. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon. Bye.